Hi, my name's Julie. I was with Mon8 for 5 years and also with a high control group, a network marketing coaching group simultaneously for 5 years. This video is going to be about my time with Mon8 and really focusing on how all in I went with Mon8. And it's nuts. I was looking back, so I joined in 2017 and then I left. Well, my first piece of anti MLM content was December 13th, 2021. So it was almost 5 years. And I'm going to show you the information that we were sent and by Mon8 when I signed up in 2017. Because when you see, like, maybe you're like looking at these MLM reps and they're saying about the detox period. We were told that by Mon8, and I've got the fucking literature and the documents to prove it. Because how these companies work, how multi-level marketing companies work, is they can say whatever the fuck they want. They'll tell things like we're the number one premium shampoo brand. They will tell you this at their events, Monations. They'll tell this to you on Zoom calls, but then they deny it. They'll say, well, it's not on our website. But they've already fucking let it out. They tell they tell the leaders, and those uplines, they tell all their downlines. And then us, we're like, okay, we take extensive notes. I was told during multiple events that Mon8 was the number one premium hair care brand. This is kick-ass coffee. This is Kicking Horse kick-ass coffee. How awesome is that? I didn't intend to do this on like a video, but I'm like, I didn't want to wait for my coffee. So they get away with doing this, and this is what they do. It's strategic. They know what they're doing, because then they can't get in trouble. They get in trouble anyway. Like eventually the FTC starts looking at them, which is really good. They're doing that more and more. But I'm going to show you like the literature that they sent me, the training guide. I got a lot of fucking information here. I know I use the word incorrectly. I know it's my age where it's like, do you have the receipts? It's like I hear myself say it like, I have receipts. It sounds like I'm saying I went on the Facebook. I know that, but fucking whatever. I'm also going to show you the stuff that I sent to the market partners I recruited. And I thought, like, this is how you run your business. And it happened in a short period of time. It's got to be about like 3 to 5 months. Within 3 to 5 months of me signing up as a market partner, this is how all in I was, like, mentally. It's fucking disturbing. And it's really uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable looking at this stuff. I fucking kept everything though. This is the training guide that I was sent in 2017 by Mon8. I was sent a lot of stuff from Mon8. And I also was encouraged to get other pieces of information from the various Facebook groups. But this is from Mon8, 11 pages training guide. Discover visibly longer, fuller, stronger, younger looking hair in just 90 days guaranteed. So you think 11 pages, you're excited, you sign up, you get all this stuff in, and already you're inundated. And we're told if you want to succeed in this business, it's very easy. All you need to do is share. But we're given so much information. And if you have a question, your upline will say to you, well, didn't you read that it was in the training guide? Go to the training guide and then come to me. It starts like that. Then you have that mean girl, it's so gross. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll through this because there's a lot of information I have to share. And I could read this whole thing out, but why? Like, it's just gross. Okay, this I wanted to focus on are these percentages. Like, there's no context. It just says 100% increased natural shine, 88% reduced breakage and brittleness. There's just numbers beside phrases. And I just took this that it was legitimate. I didn't think to question it. I didn't think to look for a study. Why would I? Because I wasn't critically thinking. The products were working very well for my hair at the time. And I thought, this is great. I'm going to sell this stuff. I have other people asking me. This I want to focus on because here's where Mon8's literature says regrowth, where they since, after when they got into shit for saying this kind of thing. I heard uplines do video trainings on this saying we never said that. And it's like, you fucking did. And I got the fucking proof here from Mon8 anyway. don't have your videos because a lot of these people have blocked me. Anyway, maybe they'll unblock me and friend me when they get out, because I hope they do. With sustained use of Monate, you'll experience noticeable regrowth, decreased thinning, and stronger follicles. It's a recipe for health regardless of your hair type and damage. So I've seen where, people are criticizing Monate reps for saying these things, but Monate told them that this was the case. And then, when they get in shit, they just say they never did. But it's important to see this because people that have been in, like I got in 2017 in Canada. So people that got in earlier than me, they're at the top of the fucking pyramid. And they're telling this to their teams, because you can't just like hit delete in your brain and be like, okay, well, you can't say that anymore. They've trained their teams on this. We all created additional training resources, even though we were told, don't reinvent the wheel, just use the resources that Monate has given you. We all did it because a lot of their resources at the time didn't exist. And we found a better way to explain things to our teams, because a lot of this shit doesn't make sense. And it's awkward, and it's done that way on purpose. But you can't eliminate that training. Like it's out there, right? You can't take it back. And this is where it stems from. I don't know what they had before this, but in 2017, this is what they were saying. The Monate No's, I think they changed it to the Monate Yeses. It was something like that. But when I joined, and for a few years anyway, it was like no parabens, no sulfates, no DEA, no MEA, no GMOs, all that kind of thing. Now here is how to find out your client's hair care needs. Look at this question. Is your hair thinning? Oh man, can you imagine you're having a conversation with someone? Is your hair thinning? Does your hair grow slowly? Have you noticed more hair in your shower? I was so fucking obnoxious. I asked people these questions, and I put this in my content. I'll give you a tip here. This is what I was trained to do. I wasn't trained to do this from Monate. I was trained to do this from Rank Makers. You go into like a hair group, because my Monate was a hair company at the time. Now they sell all these other products as well. And say somebody asks a question about curly hair. What's the best routine for curly hair to reduce frizz or something? If somebody posts in a group and it gets like a lot of comments, say it has like 300 comments, take that, like what I was trained to do is I would take whatever that post said verbatim. So the person's like, how do I, like, what is the best hair care routine for curly hair to reduce frizz? I would take it verbatim and make a piece of content about that, because it's proven. It's got over 300 comments on it. People want to talk about it. People want to engage with it. You can use the comments to create content as well and integrate it into, whatever I would want to sell with Monate. That's what I did. And that's how I attracted people to me. Fucking works. It's the dark side of marketing. Everything in network marketing is the dark side. Telling your Monate story. This is an example. So they say, don't be afraid to infuse your story with the excitement and enthusiasm you have for the product. But look at how Monate teaches you, and then you'll get training from your uplines or from other uplines or other leaders, and they'll say not to do this. So there's always these contradictions, and you're going to see why. Because look at this example. Nobody talks like this. Here's one market partner's Monate story. Feel free to use it as a model to help you structure your own story. But so when you get into this, when I got into this, I thought, I want to do things right. Give me the instructions. I have no idea what I'm doing. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. So I'm told what to do. And this sounds weird and wrong and odd, but I'm like, okay, this is what I have to do. But nobody talks like this. And an AI might talk like this, but a human doesn't talk like this. So I've always been on the lookout for hair products that would truly benefit my hair. It seemed like everything out there was just a short-term solution until I found Monate. Have you heard about it? It's a new line of natural, pure botanical products that actually infuse health and vitality into the hair. Nobody talks like that. Now, Monate is training you on this, and then when you create content on this, then your upline saying, well, why are you doing that? You're not even sounding like you're a real person. You stupid idiot. How could you talk like this? And then when I was getting additional MLM coaching, because you can see why I make content like this, it doesn't work. And so then I'm thinking, I have to pay because I want to be told exactly what to do because I want to do it right. So I'm going to purchase additional coaching and they're going to tell me what to do. And what I was told is like everybody, like with condescension, always with the condescension, is you knew how to speak human before you got into network marketing. Suddenly you get into network marketing and you don't know how to speak human. It's like we all knew how to speak human, but network marketing tells you not to speak human. And so then you hire a network marketing coach to forget what you have just been taught and just to go back to what you were before. And then be so happy and grateful that they did that. You know, I have so many mixed feelings about this whole thing because I can hold this is it. It would be so much easier for me if I could just say all of this was shit and it was bad. But it's not. There was all this good as well. And I'm holding two sets of contradictory feelings inside my body at the same time. And that's why it's so fucking hard to speak out. Okay, responding to FAQs. How does hair become damaged? What are botanicals? How is Monat different from other hair care products? I think this would be interesting to read. Monat has revolutionized the hair care industry with Rejuvenique Oil Intensive, a blend of rare, distinctive oils from around the world. This proprietary formula protects against UV and hair cell damage, free radicals, and adds vitamins and minerals to combat oxidative stress. It's the same fucking oil that you get anywhere. Like since I've learned, it's like I would be looking at ingredients after I've left years later. I'm like, oh, like this product has these similar ingredients that Monat did. Wait, aren't oils bad for my hair? Why can't I buy Monat in stores? Here's some of the propaganda. And this is found throughout the MLM industry. If you take an anti-MLM content, I bet you've heard this before. Why can't I buy whatever product in stores? Well, Monat is first and foremost a family business. We consider our market partners to be an extension of our family, and we want our success to reach every person who chooses to make Monat their career. Rather than in personal dealings with stores and salons, we chose to extend the Monat opportunity to individuals who share our commitment to community, family, and a healthy lifestyle. We know that when it comes to the beauty industry, the personal touch means everything. Buyers are more inclined to listen to the opinions and experience of a real Monat user instead of reading or watching an advertisement. This all made sense to me at the time. I thought, yeah, that makes sense. That's how I got into Monat. I got into Monat because I saw a Facebook post from a friend of mine. I'm like, I'll try it. I trust her. I didn't think to question. I didn't know, you know. Hopefully this might help other people see and maybe avoid these things, maybe help them get out, maybe help them see that they're not alone. So tips: tell, don't sell. We've all heard this. You're not selling, you're sharing. Provide solutions. Encourage conversations. Promote sampling. That's such a big mistake. It costs so much money to send samples, to give samples. And I ran this huge sampling campaign. I had a Facebook business page, and of course, all these people wanted free samples, and I mailed them out. I spent thousands and thousands of dollars. Oh, fuck. I was such a fucking idiot. Oh, my God. Monat, after some time, they had samples that people could pay for themselves. They said it was free. Samples are free, but you pay for shipping and handling. I forget how much it was, maybe $9.99 US or something like that, maybe less. But the only thing is that they fucked up their instructions. So you're supposed to put this oil on your head first and your hair and let it sit for like 20 minutes or whatever. We would do it overnight. That's how I would do it. And then wash it out in the morning. But their instructions said to put the oil on after you blow dried your hair, which you could put like 1 or 2 drops on your fingertips and then put it on your hair. But it didn't say 1 or 2 drops. It didn't specify that. It said just to put it on. So people would purchase these samples and follow the instructions and put the oil on their hair at the end. And they're like, my hair's so greasy. I'm like, and it was always up to us, the reps, to fix the mistakes that Monat would make. And if you were to complain, it was like, you're not grateful enough. Like, this is an opportunity for you. Why are you making this a big deal? You know, just, you need to be resourceful. You need to be resilient. It's like, it's so problematic. There's so many things that were so problematic. So when somebody would purchase a set of samples, like through your website, through your link, then you'd have to reach out to them and say, ignore the instructions. When they come in, ignore those instructions. Instead, what you have to do is do that last step first. Like, it's just unnecessarily complicated, and it takes time, because then they're going to get it in, they're going to forget what you said. And you have to always be on. You're like, did you try the samples? How did you like the samples? Oh, no sale yet. Continue to follow up. And what I was coached was you follow up until they die. Continue the conversation post-sale. It's like Hotel California. You can check out, but you can never leave. Not with these. Even so, my first piece of anti-MLM content was December the 13th, 2021. And I still get fucking messages from people that were within Mon8 that were maybe my customers, that like, oh, they have a question or something. And I'm like, I'm fucking out. I posted that I'm out. I don't want any more to do with this. Like, you can't fucking leave. There's always this detritus left, a trail of horror that is left behind. And I'm like, I care about you, but it's like, fuck, like, I want the fuck out. I left, I've posted, I've made fucking content. I don't want to be a part of this. Like, what other fucking industry where you leave and you still have to deal with shit out like over a year later, I shouldn't say over a year. It's not technically a year, over a year, but it's my MLM lying exaggeration coming out of me. Just if it's close enough, it's almost a year. So that makes it a year. And that's okay to say that. I'm healing. Don't let customers run out. You got to check in with them. But Mon8 products lasted a long time. They would last like 3 months. So what would people be buying? So you're like constantly harassing people. Encourage customers to take the next step. And this was 2017. I don't think this lasted though. I don't remember. Explain Mon8's 90-day challenge, which is designed to solidify their loyalty to the product line, and share the benefits of signing up as a VIP customer. Incredible savings on the retail price, plus other incentives and deals. So you can kind of see the history of Mon8, how this shit has developed over time, evolved. Okay, there's 11 pages of this out. This is the Jumpstart workbook. So I was encouraged to fill this out. Not even as soon as I got my product pack in, but I could go onto the website and download this and start filling it out. That's what I was told by my upline. Here we go. This is the beginning. This is how you do it. Whether you're ready to jump into your Mon8 business cannonball style or would prefer to dip a foot in to test the water first, we want to make sure you have all the information you need to maximize your time and investment. Consider this your step-by-step guide to activities guaranteed to jumpstart your business. It all starts with who you know. And this is how you get targeted. This is the inner workings of Mon8. Who do you know who? These are the questions, and we write these down. Admittedly, has more bad hair days than good. Oh, who has more bad? Like, can you imagine? You're just judging people from the first question. Next question. Tends to have more month left over at the end of their money than money left over at the end of their month. God, I haven't looked at this since 2017. What a word salad, right? Right away. Anybody that complains about money, and this filters into your content too. It's like, do you have more month left over at the end of your money? Like, oh, fuck. Nobody fucking talks like this. Is your personal source for wisdom and inspiration. Oh, I'm having flashbacks of people I prospected. And some of them didn't respond back, and I know why. I'm sorry. I've seen the light. You would love to spend more time with. So all your friends, anybody that has been close to you, anybody that you have looked up to, admired, you're putting down on this list, and then they're going to like build you up, jack you up through various trainings, through even making you feel bad. making you feel like you owe it, like you're so selfish as to hide this opportunity or these products. This could literally change somebody's life. This literally changed my family's life. How dare you hold this back from people? Like, they'll use anything in order just to get you to reach out to people. And it starts with this. We're making a list. We're starting to make a list. Has regular appointments with their hairstylist, would rather work from home to be with their babies or grandbabies, to see those milestone moments. How's that for predatory behavior? Has the gift of connection and seems to know people everywhere they go. Well, that person has a lot of friends and influence. How can I get them into my business? Is conscientious about what they put into and on their body. Has mentioned their frizzy, dry, oily, thinning hair at least once in the past year. I sat down and I'm like writing. I'm like sitting there thinking, I'm like, oh, I got to write all this down. I've got to do what I'm told. This is how you do this. Is a serialpreneur still seeking the right business fit? Fuck, I don't even remember that. So that means someone that has joined a lot of multi-level marketing companies. And now they're I can't believe this. This is nuts looking back at this now. Tends to be in the know about fashion, style, and beauty trends, is beautiful both inside and out and doesn't realize it or believe it when you tell them. The manipulation. They don't realize it unless when you tell them. Oh my goodness, this is so gross. Connection. So here's it's on the side, name, phone number, why them. Check business, product, or VIP, what you're trying to get them for. Okay, pick your dream team. If you could surround yourself with a group of friends and acquaintances with whom you'd love to spend more time, or who you know would be fun to collaborate with about business, or simply add to your life in some way, who would that be? Using the who do you know list, write in some names of who you'd want to learn this business with. This isn't just writing a list and randomly sending it out to people. We're putting thought into this. And as you're sitting in and investing time, I'm sure this is playing into that sunk cost fallacy. I see that now. Schedule your launch. Oh, we were told the first thing to do. Well, you're going to see what I told my my downline to do, and it was what I was coached to do. Where you're supposed to launch yourself on social media and have a launch party. It's the biggest thing, The people that don't do it don't have a business. Even if you have nobody show up, it's important to put it out there. And it would say something like, at the time, you were supposed to be really cryptic. I'm so excited. I've got really something so excited coming. Of course, now everybody knows what's coming, but probably in 2017 they did too. I think I was on the tail end of that. Share the love. Ours is a simple, people-focused business. The more people you introduce to Monat, the more you'll earn. So here's a formula of how to speak to people. How do I begin to share? Because you're not sharing. You're not selling. You're just sharing. So there's you plus your story plus an open-ended question. You have always encouraged me to step out of my comfort zone. So I did. It's like the gut. You've always told me that you believed in me. So I finally started to believe in myself. I'm jumping cannonball style into a business that helps people love their hair again. And then it's like, what are your thoughts on stopping by next Thursday at 7 p.m. to hear more over a glass of wine? This is so fucking hilarious. I've been thinking about what you shared with me about wanting to be able to stay at home with Jacob and Riley. I don't know if this would be a fit for you or not, but I thought I'd ask because I've been meeting people with similar stories who are making this happen for their families. And with a bottle of shampoo, of all things. What do you think about taking a look at this business with me just to see if it's something that could help you do that? We could do this together. They give you a fuck at the script. This is what you're encountering. This is what we're trained to do. Create a personal invitation of your own beliefs. Then you practice, and then a lot of people, they'll do this and they'll send it to their upline. And then the uplines will like criticize it. Well, you didn't say this word right or this, you have to do it more. It's not that they're at the top of the pyramid scheme. They got in earlier than you. It's that, well, there's another thing wrong that you did. You didn't phrase the question right. And when all else fails, it's always your mindset. Okay. So this is more about select sampling. Let's talk about sampling. And it's so complicated. Look at this, all of this. This is 10 additional pages. So there's the 11-page training guide, sales guide, and now there's this Jumpstart workbook. Okay, here's the instructions for how to wash your hair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I'm going to show you, you're really going to like to see this. I'm going to show you there was a hairstylist that signed up with Monat, and he was like, we all looked up to this guy. He was one of the first people in with Monat, had a huge Facebook group and would give all kinds of advice to us because he was a hairstylist. And he came up with this protocol about how to wash your hair with Monat. And I printed off like his instructions. I would send it out to people. And his would be like, you soak your hair with Rejuvenique oil first overnight, and then do this routine with Revive shampoo, then the mask, condition, style, all the same thing. But these are like, we would create these instructions, all these instructions outside of the literature that Monat had created, because it wasn't sufficient. But look at this. This is like the instructions that you would get just to wash your hair. Who's going to read that? A lot of us did, though. Like I ate this stuff up. I loved it. The follow-up. Oh, get ear to ear, ask them about their experience, share their options, and provide more information. And now it's to maximize your Smart Start plan. This is already so much. I'm tired of this already. Oh, Smart Start, more confusion. It was a 3-month period. You had, they give you a lot of incentives to maximize bonuses. And I did, because I was one of the first people in my area to sign up with Monat. And that's why I maximized my bonuses. And it wasn't sustainable because they give you all these bonuses for 3 months and then they disappear. And then your market kind of taps out. So anyway, this starts to explain about the Smart Start plan. So there are several ways to earn bonuses during your Smart Start period. Like, look at how confusing this is. 1, earn a $60 or $75 Canadian VIP bonus for every 4 VIP customers you enroll. So in that 3 months, when I enrolled 4 VIPs, I would get you'd get a 15% commission off each order they would do when they're a VIP. Plus, I would get $75 for 4 VIP customers. That's not a lot of money. It's very challenging to get VIP customers. It's a fucking process, you know? It is not just so easy. You make up an ad and people just sign up with you. This now is, I'm going to just say this in, I'll say it in US and Canada. Earn $100 to $220 US or $120 to $275 market partner bonus for each person you sponsor with a product pack. The reason why there's a range on how much money you make for each market partner you sign up is that if they sign up as a market partner without a product pack, which is just a starter kit, just a few samples and some literature, you get no bonus. So you're incentivized to have people sign up with a product pack. And if they sign up with the biggest one, you get a bigger bonus. So like, if you think of that, $275 Canadian I would get from somebody signing up with the biggest product pack. They're paying, that's $275 Canadian. Most of that money of that bonus, that's just coming right to me. For what? Like, they're paying that. It's fucking wrong. Like, it's so, and then anyway, after that Smart Start period goes, most of that money is just going right up to the top of the pyramid. You're just getting this little tiny bit, and it's like most of the money's going up top. Earn $150 US or $190 Canadian block bonus when you enroll a block of 4 VIP customers and 1 market partner. So you would earn so I'll say in Canada, because I'm in Canada, $75 Canadian for 4 VIPs. You would earn say $275 Canadian if you get a market partner with the biggest product pack. So you have those two bonuses. Then you would get another bonus on top of that if you had the 4 VIPs, 1 market partner. Then you get $150 US or $190 Canadian when you build a block. And guess what happens when you earn, what the fuck is it? They called it a Mon neighborhood. And I think it was 3 blocks. It was 3 or 4 blocks anyway, and I built the fucking Mo neighborhood. Maybe I think this was before they called it a Mo neighborhood. So there you go. Oh no, there it is. Start Mo neighborhood. It was this little fucking thing, this little game. It's like Chutes and Ladders, isn't it? Okay, so that is the Jumpstart workbook. I'm really excited to share this one. This is where Mon8 talks about detoxifying, because there was such a big hullabaloo after the lawsuits started that they were denying they had ever said detoxifying. They said, oh, well, we did, but we can't say that anymore. You got to use this appropriate language. And then they were saying, don't use this information anymore. You can't, like, the cat has been let out of the bag. You can't fucking take this back. Like, it's gone. Not everybody's going to get the memo. People are going to be like, well, I still use this because it was really good. Like, I thought there's 3 months results you can expect within 90 days. I'm like, I was taught how to do this. I'm going to continue to do this. So this is when you'll start seeing, Mon8 reps, the root of why they're saying this stuff about detox, about the hair fall is actually a good thing. Hair loss is actually a good thing. The fucking root. The root of it is all in here. It's in this fucking document right here. All right. And let's fucking look at it because everybody needs to see this. Okay. Results you can expect within 90 days with Mon8 treatment systems. Everyone's hair is different. Mon8 users may experience one or all of the results listed below. Month 1, detoxifying. Your hair and scalp begin to assimilate Mon8's active ingredients. Most experience better overall texture as the products begin to penetrate, improved circulation from powerful actives energizing the hair and scalp, reduction in tangling, softer hair and a more natural feel, improvement in color and condition, some baby hair growth. Some may experience, now these are the negatives, and I'm going to tell you how it was explained to me, how I was trained. Refined oil production as your pH balances equalize. We were taught that people might experience more greasiness, that this is natural. Your pH is equalizing, that you need to go through this detox period. It depends on so many factors, other products that you've been using. It's like a frying pan. I made live videos on this one. If you have a Teflon frying pan with a sticker on it, and you remove that sticker, but you don't remove like the sticky debris over time, it gets, crap on it. And then one day you're like, okay, I'm going to clean this crap off my frying pan, and you clean it off, but you only clean the surface level dirt. It's all sticky again. It's like sticky and greasy. The same thing happens to your hair. I have no fucking idea if this is true or not, but this is what I was coached. I did so many live videos on this. So you require 3 months to clean off all that stuff that's the same thing that's on the frying pan. If you're a hairstylist, I would like to know if any of this shit is real, because I've had to completely question reality, not only with Mon8, but from like fucking rank makers, right? Fuck. Some flaking due to boosted cellular turnover and exfoliation. So flaking would be like dandruff, like there's like skin, but that means it's good. Your cells are turning over faster. So that means it's just like you're just shedding. Some itching caused from follicles that are beginning to wake up and grow. That's why you have an itchy scalp. And I would say it's like I got this really itchy, and then I had hair growth. And I did experience that. For the first few years. Some dryness or stickiness as the years of buildup and wax start to dissolve. That's the frying pan analogy. Some shedding from hair follicles that are enlarging and getting rid of old cells and dormant hair. So we were taught that hair shedding was your hair was dormant. It was taking up space in this follicle, that it was sitting there. It was actually preventing new hair growth. The new hair was trying to come out, but the old hair was just sitting there. So not only Monate, they would say too, it would reduce inflammation because it's pinching in the old hair too. This is what we were taught. It would reduce the inflammation, and then the new growth could finally, just like the old hair could fall out. So it's not that you're losing hair, it's that you've already lost the hair. It's just dormant hair that was trying to fall out anyway. That's what we were taught. Month 2, recovering. Your hair and scalp are becoming healthier and less sensitive to outside influences. Most experience increased volume because the buildup that weighs hair down has vanished, increased control, balanced oils, and increased hydration as the follicles energize and continue to reactivate. Less tangling and more life. Reduction in frizz and flyaways due to a healthier cuticle that lays flatter. Some may experience the flaking has probably all but stopped. The itching should have calmed down. The sticky feeling has almost all gone away as the buildup is disappearing. Hair is becoming shinier, livelier, and healthy feeling. New hair growth is stronger and more mature and less shedding. Month 3, stabilizing. Your hair and scalp are returning to a more natural state as most detox and recovering issues have all but vanished. Again, with the word detox. Most experience improved overall volume as individual strands plump up from the inside out. It's just fucking weird. Improved manageability, improved body lift and bounce, reduced frizz and hydrated ends, smoother, shinier hair, better texture and quality of hair combined with added strength, hair that combs and brushes easily, thickness and increased definition, noticeably greater hair growth. You may not have to wash as often due to balanced moisture and oils, improvement in natural and or chemical colors. Overall, fuller, stronger, younger looking hair. It was the gluten-free pamphlet, PDF, whatever. So it would talk about why Monate was gluten-free, that they have hydrolyzed wheat proteins, but that is not the same as gluten-free. And I had people saying, it's like, but I still can't use that. And I would remember like going into these different Facebook groups and asking like, is it okay for people, are they really gluten-free? There was that kind of controversy going on as well. So this is just another document that we had to look at, to learn. The consistency program they had at the time, they did away with this. I don't know if they've replaced it since I left, but they had this for a while anyway. So it's just all of this information at first, and we're talking, don't worry, it's all going to make sense. It didn't all make sense. Some of it made sense over time, but a lot of it didn't, especially the comp plan. So this would be consistent, enjoy the rewards. Do this. 200 PV in the first 2 months. You can achieve PV, personal volume, by making your own purchases. So it's giving you an added incentive to purchase. They say it's easy enough to do if you just sign up retail customers or VIP customers. But there'll be flash sales. There'll be something that you can pick up and you'll be so close to 200 PV and then you'll just make another order. So if you did that, the first 2 months, you would get a free shampoo. Follow 200 PV in a third month, you get a mask. And then another 200 PV in the fourth month, you get a Rejuvenique oil. So this program is available to new market partners in their first 4 months with Monate. If you miss 200 PV 1 month, you're out. More information. Plan. There is Compensation Plan Canada, June 2017. I joined in May 2017. This fucking shit show. Look at it. What the fuck does it mean? What does it mean? I said that last video too. It's complicated. It's meant to be complicated on purpose. There'd be people that I remember being shamed by people within Monate because they say, how long have you been in now, Julie? Don't you know by now? And I remember saying, you know what? I don't know. And it's okay because I don't understand it. And maybe I got a fucking learning disability, but I don't get it. Like, that's how I felt. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you feel that way. I'm like, yeah, you did. Because that's what these companies do to everyone, Ugh. I never fucking understood this thing. Like, look at this. I'm just like scrolling through. I understood how to rank up. I figured I could figure that out. But even when you look at it, it's basically you always have to fucking recruit. You got to get people to spend as much money as they possibly can. And you just keep doing that every month. And then these percentages, like some people, they just really understand this kind of thing and they can do this math and they find it interesting. I sure as fuck didn't. I just wanted to be at the fucking top. I wanted to make money. I wanted other people to make money. I wanted all the people to succeed in my team. I wanted everybody to have amazing hair, and I wanted the world to be a better place. There's the comp plan. And we were taught, don't worry about it. It's going to make sense as you go along. And to some extent that was true. Like I didn't understand this market partner and managing market partner at first, but then as I started to recruit and that part did make sense. But it's a red flag when it's like, don't worry about it. It will make sense as you go along. It's because you're further and further indoctrinated and you make it make sense. It's like, oh, this is what you have to do. This is what you have to do to get it. It's not right. I don't want to critically think to see why this isn't right and it's unsustainable and it's unhealthy and I'm in a pyramid scheme. But here's more information. This is what you get. Poof, like just downloaded as soon as you sign up. Now I'm going to show you the additional information I created that I thought would be helpful to my team. And this is really uncomfortable. This is a to-do list that I created for market partners I signed up. I thought that this was going to be really helpful. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I was new. I was about 3 to 5 months into starting Monat, and look how deep I was in already. Look how I was behaving. Look how I was speaking to people. To-do list. Watch all the videos in the team group, onboarding, training, and resources Facebook group. Print off the Jumpstart workbook in the email I sent you and fill it out. Just do it. It might seem silly, but do it. Soften that order up with an emoji. And I learned all this because this is what I did. So then I'm going to duplicate it. I earned like $10,000 my first 3 months about. I want everybody else to succeed. Let me know your launch date, your why, and that you have started a list. Look at all these instructions. I'm telling people this. What a fucking asshole I was. Follow this person on Facebook. Print off training guide in the email I sent you and start reading it. Download everything in that email I sent you. You can start printing them off when you need them. Start playing around in your back office and getting familiar with things. Download every single product sheet and system to your computer. I have several copies of everything printed out. That way, when I sample people or give them info, they are fully informed and recognize that I take the time to do things thoroughly. Start watching Hair Care 101 on YouTube. I don't know if this is still up there, but it used to be. Start chipping away at Market Partner Training Academy in the back office. There was more training. That's 10. That's just 10 parts of my to-do list. There's more. Okay, to-do list 2. Super important tips that make all the difference. Most important thing is to dive right in. You do not have to be an expert on the ingredients. All you need to do is talk about your experiences with Monat. You are sharing your experience, not selling. Look at that. I'm fucking saying this already. Those who wait until they have read more about the ingredients or who wait for whatever reason, never start. You are going to make mistakes, and that is okay. Jump in. We have your back. Ask questions. Look at the red flags there. Don't wait for whatever reason. You're going to make mistakes. That's okay. That's good advice. You see where it's like this blend of like rushing into something, not questioning, and also we have your back like this. And there's like in life, you make mistakes, and that's okay. That's true. Point 2, make a Facebook business page and start posting every day, because that's what I did. A photo, a video, whatever. Start laying the groundwork now. It is called planting seeds. It is irrelevant how many likes you get or comments. That's true, and that's good for content creation. People are always watching, and you never know when one of those seeds are going to pop up and be ready to purchase something. Use Instagram, Twitter, whatever. I'll tell you this. I use this now for anti-MLM content. You never fucking know when someone is waking up, and they realize that they're not alone. They're not going crazy. Be prepared to get out of your comfort zone a lot. Oh, and what that means is be prepared to be coachable. If I had got in a little bit later, I would have been using that language. I would have been like, are you coachable? I was used against me. That's how I really got sucked in. One of the ways I got sucked in was that kind of language, because I had hired coaches before because I was an endurance athlete. Made sense. You hire a coach. And are you coachable just means, are you going to be obedient? Are you going to do what I say? If you question things, you're not coachable. You have to trust those who have gone before you. That's not coaching. That's ordering about. That's a shit coach. That's terrible coaching. That's not coaching. A coaching isn't about being right and about ordering people about. A good coach works with the person, and the person is actually taking the lead, and you're just helping them see that, I knew that. I know that now, but when I was in it, no, I abandoned my instincts, abandoned critical thinking. Every time you hear yourself making an excuse, catch yourself and make that follow-up call or send that follow-up text. Look at that. Every time you hear yourself making an excuse, which could be listening to your instincts or beginning to critically think or listen to doubts, make that follow-up call, do something, work on your business. Every time you start critically thinking, work on your business. Anytime you feel uncomfortable, it is a good sign you need to do whatever it is that is causing that feeling. And look at, I did the LOL. Classic fucking MLM manipulation there. You always soften the shit with the emoji or the laughing. Ugh, that is so I think I was in Rank Makers by this point, because I got into Rank Makers about, I think it was 4 months in to Mon 8. I'd already achieved the highest rank I had ever achieved in Mon 8. And then I joined Rank Makers. And this is exactly what they teach, right? Get out of your comfort zone, be coachable. Make it your point for it. Make it your goal to share your experience with people and to set up another meeting with them. That is it. You will sell more this way than trying to. Remember, it takes an average of 7 points of contact before someone gets on board. I think that's increased by now. I don't know if you know this or if this is real. And so that meant they would see a piece of your content. Maybe you would have, this is how I was taught. That would be 1 point. Maybe you had a meeting with them. Maybe you washed their hair. That's point 2. Maybe point 3 is follow-up. Then point 4, like it's always, so you have to do a lot of work before someone gets on board. And at the time in 2017, I was under the impression that it takes 7 points of contact before someone signs up as either a customer or as a market partner. Follow-up is key. That's why follow-up is key, because each one of those is a point of contact, I guess. No matter how awkward you feel, do it. It is literally the difference between getting paid or not. Once you get over the initial awkward phase, it is way easier to reach out to people. That's what I printed off. In addition to all this other stuff that Mon 8 sent out, this is what I sent out to people. And I thought this was really helpful. I thought my people are going to be set up right, because I had to find this out on my own. Then this was, I think, a resource taken from one of the team groups, explaining the Smart Start period, because it wasn't sufficient. It wasn't a sufficient explanation with the resources Mon 8 gave us, because it's very complicated. So we would create additional content to explain to our team what the fuck it meant. And you need to read it many times over and over and over again and indoctrinate yourself in order to even understand. So this is another resource. It was all printed out explaining it. This is what it is. I tried to make it simple. You're trying to make it simple for people, because it's at the root. I'm trying to help people, but you can see how it gets all fucked up, right? So this was just another resource, another piece of information. And then I made this in addition to explain, I called it ordering cheat sheet for MPs and VIPs. I created another document to try to explain all the stuff that it was so confusing. Like, it's just crazy that this is just going into this simple, duplicatable turnkey business that anybody can do. And it requires this much explanation. And all companies are like this. If someone's like, not my MLM. Yes, all MLMs. Ordering cheat sheet for MPs and VIPs. Look at this. Oh, MPs. For an MP with the 388 product pack, the total is around, it's so much fucking information. Oh my goodness. This was a good piece of information though. Tip 4, make sure to remind customers to write down their login and password information upon creating their account. I send myself an email with my password and username. Then I can search for it within my inbox if I forget later. Because it'd say write down your password or send it to you in an email, and everybody would forget their email. And so then you're on the hook, like you're helping your customers, But all this shit takes so much time. So that's just page 1. This is more information that I sent my team. Here's the second part to this. More information explaining like whether they have market partners that sign up, whether they have to have an auto ship or not, and what that means, and how to hit submit, and all this, what this means, because they're going to be charged extra money if they don't go in and do this other thing. I'm on point 7 of this. What a fucking waste of time. Page 3. So here, more point 8, 9, 10, 11. Look at this. Fuck. Number 10, very important. Whether they say they want to sell or not, add them to the onboarding training and resources, and post a photo and welcome them, because that's about love bombing them. People will surprise you, and you know how awesome Monat is and how exciting it is to sign up a new VIP. Even if they say they don't want to sell, add them anyway. That's what I was coached to do, and that's what I did. And I was also coached, like, additionally, is that keep them around the campfire long enough and they just might catch a spark. That was something we were hammered into us too. Okay, next one. We're up to 14 points now. Look at this. We operate with integrity. Fuck. Fuck. We do not operate with integrity. Okay. This one for VIPs. Now there's all these instructions that I've typed out, made this little fucking cheat sheet for people about the VIPs. All this information. Isn't this unreal, eh? Okay, reference guide. This one is a price list, or like it was an initial price list that somebody had made, because Monat didn't have these price lists. It didn't exist. So all these people in the company, they made up something that would be easy for us to use. So we could it's a quick reference. This is what the price is in Canadian. This is the price in US dollars. Here's another reference guide. Again, this isn't Monat material. And we were told, don't let anybody see this outside. Okay, this one, Monat 5 shampoos. This was more information, and this was by the hairstylist that had created all this additional content to help explain what these products are, because Monat wasn't good at it. And so I went in, wrote down all this information, printed it out to send to my market partners, so then they could, recommend different shampoo, why you should be using this shampoo, how to use this. So this is Monat's 5 excellent shampoos. First part of it. Here's the second page. The black 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, the dry shampoo. So much fucking time on this. And then the last little blurb. Every Monat shampoo is formulated with Rejuvenique Oil Intensive. Okay. Now, let's see. I do this comp plan fully explained. So then there's more information that I wrote myself this time to really explain the comp plan, because I didn't really understand it, and I wanted other people to understand it. I didn't want them to feel as stupid as I was made to feel. So I created this huge thing, and I still managed to make people feel stupid. Here's more information. So this is I'm trying to explain PV equals personal volume. Active lines means this. It's too much. It's too much information. You do learn some shit as you go, but what does it mean at the end? It means nothing. It means just a big fucking waste of time. Just more. I'm just showing you this stuff because it's just a lot. This is the work I did. It's still fucking going on. To get up to 1,200 GV, if your market partners sign up VIPs, that contributes to your GV. If you sign up 8 VIPs, that will be a minimum of 800 PV plus 2 market partners with a product pack, 400 PV. Fulfillment done. And you get a 200 bonus for hitting MMP. You get it now? I've written out all this explanation. It should be so easy for you to understand. And now more about the Smart Start period. This is just Smart Start bonuses and does not include the commission on your sales. Oh man, I'm just sick and tired of looking at this stuff, and I bet you are too. So then this is again the recap of the cheat sheet I showed you. I forgot there's even more resources. I had to scroll up in my downloads here. So this one is from Monat, and it was the 101 uses of Rejuvenique Oil Intensive. So this was another piece of information. This sucker disappeared after a period of time. So this one wasn't promoted anymore, but anybody that had been in early, they had it and we would use it. You could find this on Pinterest and screenshot it and use it. This is how the information spreads, even once Monat says don't talk about this information anymore. But that's this one where it talks about all the different ways that you can use Monat. And you know what? Fun fact, I bet you don't know this. Enrique Iglesias, he endorsed Monat's Rejuva beads. That was when I got into Monat, and he's there with his girlfriend, and he was like, I use it on my beard, and it makes my beard really smooth. Like it was Rejuva beads for your split ends. Someone's got to find that fucking footage. Okay, this one is Monat versus Rogaine and Niox, and somebody had made this. This used to be in all the Facebook groups, and we would print this out and hand it to people. It's like, well, this is the side effects of Rogaine. Unwanted hair growth in other areas of the body. Look, it was all like red. And then Monat, no harmful ingredients and no side effects. A lot of fucking people shared this information, this piece of information right there. And Monat can say, well, we never said you could. Oh, yeah, you did. You might not have fucking said it exactly, but it was okay because uplines, all the uplines did it. This is a question. Hi, quick question. Does hair porosity affect how often the Monat mask is used? I have low porosity hair and was told to use it no more than once a month. And this is answered by hairstylist. Yes, porosity affects everything about hair. The higher the porosity, the easier for elements to enter the strand and the harder it is for them to stay there. The more porous, the faster hair loses moisture, color, and conditioning properties. Less porous hair typically is healthier and will need the mask less and less often. Depending on how often you wash and how often you heat style will determine how often you need to mask or deep condition your hair. Once a month is probably fine, and 2 times if you're washing every other day would be fine too. So you have a hairstylist that has almost like this celebrity-like status that is helping all these people asking questions, and you already love the products and you're having good experience with them and you're inundated with all this information, and we're going directly to someone that's outside of Monat but as a hairstylist, it's like, okay, I can use all this information and I can now answer questions for my customers. This is the other fucking part of Monat that nobody knows about this story. Okay. Which system is best for you? This is another one. This is when Monat didn't have as many products as they do now. But this is another piece of content that we would have. So look at this. I want more hair. Are you losing hair from aging, male, female pattern baldness, pregnancy, postpartum, menopause, weight loss, surgery, stress? You can't say any of this fucking shit now, but fuck 2017, it was game on. Everybody was doing this. And this shit is still around. This is what I was trained with. So there's the people before me that created this. This is what they built their business on. And this is what they train their people on. And then when Monat says you cannot talk about these things, you can't say it in this way, it doesn't matter. It's already been like that. Their whole basis, like the foundation of their fucking pyramid is based on this kind of shit. 3 ways to purchase diagram. Fuck, I don't remember if I made this or if somebody else made this, but I use this to explain to people. I was trying to make it easy. I'm always trying to make it easy for people, right? How can you explain how easy it is to fucking buy a product? You just want to buy some shampoos. Look at this. I made this fucking diagram, or somebody else did. I can't remember. And I apologize whoever made this. Anyway, retail VIP market partners. So this was at the time as a VIP, you had 3 and thank you. I remember that. I don't actually remember what that was. I remember it being in existence, but I don't remember what it was. They had these things that would come and go. Access to flash sales. It's the access. Market partner, no obligation to sell. No parties or inventory. Well, technically that's true. Oh, look at this. Tax deductible business expensive. It's a write-off. Everything's a fucking write-off. Oh, nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. This fucking thing, I don't know if anybody's talked about this. So this is from the professional hairstylist. So many, thousands of us. There's like tens of thousands of people that was in this group. We looked up to them for advice. And it was like, this is how you sell Monat. This is what you do. So look at this piece of literature. Let's talk detox. What is it? Why does it happen? In my career as a professional stylist, I had never heard of detoxing hair or a detox process in hair, which is totally okay. Detox can be a phenomenon that is uniquely Monat, and I love that. Detox, which is short for detoxification, is defined as the physiological or medicinal removal of toxic substances from a living organism, including the human body, which is mainly carried out by the liver. Additionally, it can refer to the period of withdrawal during which an organism returns to homeostasis after long-term use of an addictive substance. Using the definition, detox is a good description of the initial process some new Monat customers experience. So what is happening? As we've come to learn, most of the major well-known lines use heavy, potentially hazardous chemicals and unnatural ingredients that build up on the hair or scalp and are potentially toxic. Over time, these substances do damage to the natural fibers and cells underneath, but cover up that damage by camouflaging or obscuring the natural hair strand. What is going on during this process of buildup is the natural fibers are starved of moisture, oils, and other humectants. Bit of a typo there. When our customers use Monat, our products remove the damaging buildups, exposing the underlying condition of the hair, then reintroduce the natural oils and compounds to help rehydrate the hair and create a healthier feel in the strands. So, detox is fitting because unnatural, unhealthy compounds are being removed and replaced by our natural elements that will restore the healthy balance. Here's your explanation. Okay. Every head of hair is unique, just like fingerprints or snowflakes are. What works for you may not necessarily work as well for your bestie. You may love using our Replenish mask every time you wash your hair, which may be every 3 or 4 or 5 days. Perhaps your hair is blonde because you have made it blonde. That process altered the underlying structure in your hair. If your hair is dark brown and you have it lightened pale blonde, the structure has changed more than someone with lighter hair and just has it brightened up. What am I getting at here? Simply that hair isn't a uniform fiber. Cotton, wool, cashmere, silk are all natural fibers, but need to be handled differently, right? The same goes for hair. It's why we have different types of products. The reason why I'm reading this all out is because these stories are not black and white. It's not clear. There's lots of blurry lines. There's a lot of people that really believed in these products and had really good experiences with these products. This now is a hairstylist that has had at the time, lots of people looking to them for advice. And I did. I used all this information myself, and all my team did too. So with social media, it just spread. So when, other people are, when you see like criticism of, well, this hairstylist should know better. This is the background. This is what you're up against. This is a lot of information. I don't understand a lot of it. It sounds good to me. I would look to somebody within the company that seems to be more knowledgeable than me and create all these additional resources, and I would trust them. Maybe if you're a hairstylist, maybe you can see some of this is bullshit, or maybe it's all true. I don't know. But this is the other part. This is another part of the story of Monat. So this part says, what I'm getting at here is detox happens briefly, then should go away. It shouldn't resurface later. If a frizzy texture with breakage comes back, it isn't detox, it is overuse of product or tools. How a customer is handling and styling their hair can make a huge difference in the texture of it. It just goes on and on. It's 6 pages of this. Every person who I sample gets these instructions with their samples, and this is what I did too. I copied this and just printed this out. I put the same fucking thing. I wouldn't put this, I'll almost always sample Rejuvenique oil. I always did. I would put it in. I would So I would like copy and paste this the night before you shampoo next. Take the Rejuvenique oil out, poke a hole in the foil packet. Be careful because it'll come out like a volcano. Put it all over your scalp and your hair. Go to bed. Don't worry. It's not going to like stain your pillow or your pajamas because it's easily absorbed. It's molecular structure. 2 washes of Revive shampoo, then the mask, then, put your conditioner on. And if you want the secret tip, put the conditioner on over top of the mask to save time, to help seal in that moisture and all those vitamins and minerals and antioxidants, and then rinse it out. So there's that piece of information. I'm done. I'm done with this. It's just, this was intense. Like going back through all those documents, it's just such a waste of time. And what I can see how I manipulated people. I can see how I was manipulated. I could see how I manipulated people. I believed in this. I see how others believed in it. And we were all part of this thing. It's important to talk about what happened. It is not okay to pretend like this shit never happened. It's important to be accountable for the shit that we've done. Whether that means speaking out or not, sweeping it under the carpet, so to speak, just trying to pretend that it didn't happen and acknowledge it, that's not the answer. Shining a light on these things is. And that's what I'm doing in this video. Now you know a little bit more of what was going on with Mon8 from 2017 anyway. I got a bit of information there. I joined up in Canada, but I had people, customers and team members in the US, and a lot in the US and also in the UK. A lot of this information was shared with the US. Most of the information I got was from the US because Mon8 started in the US. It started in Canada afterwards. And we got everything from the US. We took direction from the US. Other reps, all the training, hairstylists. It's the literature from Mon8, the whole thing about the detox period. I feel like it's not like I'm saying that behavior from MLM reps is okay. It's not. But there's a reason why they're saying this. It's important to see the background, that by saying like, you can't say that, this goes against this, it doesn't matter. Like, this is in the fucking bedrock of Mon8. So the people that were in there from the beginning, these uplines that are recruiting people, they recruited people, and then those people have recruited people, which have recruited people. You're in this fucking thing now, which is a family, because Mon8 is a family run business. We're like a family here. You're part of this family. You trust everyone. And that information over the years has come down. And there's been like lawsuits. FTC says you can say this or you can't say this. You need to say results may not be the same for everyone. But it doesn't matter, because at the time, that information was like, this is a detox period. Is your hair thinning? Do you have male pattern female baldness? We were taught that was okay to say. And we all use that in our content. And I got people signed up as market partners and customers because of that language and using that. And it doesn't just go away because, regulatory bodies say you can't say that anymore. And Mon8 says, okay, we've stopped. We've just put out we've sent out an official email that you can track and we can send to these regulatory bodies and show that we're in compliance. But all the people in the fucking pyramid outside of the fucking company, there's Mon8. And then there's the fucking pyramid. There's Stuart McMillan and all these other fuckers that work in the company. And then you got the pyramid. All us in there. And it's easy to just blame them. We're absolved of all we've done it properly. It's these guys. It's their fault. The fucking company gaslights everyone. You get in, you're gaslit by your upline's upline all the way to the top, and then fucking Mon8 gaslights everybody else. And that's what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. If you're new here, I really appreciate you, and I really appreciate your comments. YouTube commentary is really fucking cool, and I know it's helping a lot of people that are starting to question and are maybe a bit too nervous right now to leave a comment themselves. So thank you. And I'll see you in the next video.
Yeah.